Welcome one, welcome all to this WCPW podcast, ladies and gentlemen, presented by the Wrestling Matters podcast. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are well, whatever it is you're doing. Hope you guys enjoyed WCPW this week. I did. I very much enjoyed it. Just a little side note, guys. The reason why I'm doing this via Google Hangout, I'm recording it. I'm not live streaming it. I'm recording it. So it's private at the moment. And yeah. Hope you guys enjoy it nonetheless. The reason why I'm doing this is because I've got a lot on my plate, guys. I've got a lot to do. And as I'm doing this right now, I've still got my episode 129 to edit. And it's taking it out of me. So I thought I'll do it this way, set everything all up. Instead of all going through the necessary proceedings, try it out this way. And hopefully you guys will still enjoy it. Yes, that is my logo as you see on the screen. If you're watching this, if you're seeing this on YouTube, that is the logo you see on the screen. I'm not very comfortable in a way with using Google Hangouts, but I'm only doing a recording, so I suppose it can, it can't harm that much. Anyway, ladies and gents, it is now time for the WCPW review. And you can listen to the WCPW review only on the YouTube channel, AJW Wrestling Matters, and you can also download it for free on SoundCloud. That's right. Download it for free on SoundCloud. SoundCloud.com/wrestling_matters_podcast as well. But with that being said, ladies and gents, it is now time to get in to the podcast and start with the first match of the evening, which is a fatal five-way match here on the show. And don't get me wrong, it was actually a good way to kick off a show. You had Marty Scurll, Travis Banks, Pete Dunne, Will Ospreay, and Martin Kirby. Fast start to the match, very good, very fast start to the match. Kirby, there was like a three-way submission head scissors, and then Kirby managed to turn it into a four-way Boston Crab. And if you see the thumbnail that I'm using for this video, you will see the actual picture itself. I had to put that up because it was just incredible. It was a great view of the Boston Crab as well, which was just great to watch. It was just so good, so good. And yeah, it was just a great action-packed match. There was a double tombstone from Marty Scurll and Pete Dunne. But ladies and gentlemen, surprisingly, Martin Kirby wins the fatal five-way with a powerbomb, or as he calls Sable Bomb, which was crazy in itself because that's twice he's got to me. I never thought in my wildest dreams Martin would actually win that, but he did, and fair play to him. And Adam Pacitti, as much as he hates him, and to be honest with you, it's hard not to disagree with that, he has to see it now that Martin Kirby may very well deserve what he wants from Adam Pacitti. So you've got to understand that. But all in all, that's twice Martin Kirby's eventually got away from Will Ospreay. More on that later. Alex Windsor and B. Priestley do a promo on their upcoming tag match. More on that later. Now, for the match that I was very much looking forward to when I saw the previews and the adverts and the commercials on YouTube for this WCPW Loaded. Drew Galloway one-on-one with Moose. That's right, two TNA guys going at it, I suppose. It was a feeling out process. I actually thought these two would actually go at it straight up from the get-go, to be honest with you, but shows you how much I know. But it was a feeling out process, bit of wrestling in there as well, mat-based stuff. Both men using the apron to their advantage. Drew hitting a DVD on Moose, and I believe Moose hitting a powerbomb on Drew as well. It was a great, solid wrestling match all around. Great counters, lots of good counters. And it ended with Galloway countering Moose because Moose was going to go for his finishing move and then getting like a flip over from a backslide right into the future shock, which gets the win. And I've seen Galloway do that plenty of times to other people as well, so it's not the first time that's happened. But it was effective, and it got Galloway the win. Now, and both men showed respect after the match because well, it was professional wrestling. They didn't have any beef with one another. But all in all, it was just a great, solid wrestling match. I expected a little bit more out of it, but hey, I wasn't complaining. It was very, very good. Will Ospreay, that is, Will says he wants to be a full-time in WCPW. Now, he's got other commitments in Japan and everything, but it looks like he's coming back in November, and he wants Martin Kirby. He says he'd be getting his rematch, so that's something good as well. Now, Nixon, Newell, and Miss Roxy took on Alex Windsor and B. Priestley in a tag team women's championship, women's division match. The women's champion is Nixon Newell. Now, this was a good match. It was okay. There was a lot of botched spots. There's a few botched spots in the match for me. But Alex Windsor manages to get the win. They did show dominance in the match, most of the match and everything. And Miss Roxy was like a rookie, if you will, a very small rookie, like a little rookie that's just about, finding her feet, if you will. She didn't do that much in the match, quite frankly. And Nixon Newell is the most experienced one out of that team. But Alex Windsor manages to get the win with probably a vicious version of the Executor, which was into a sharpshooting position, and then she turns it round and makes it into like a Boston Crab, kind of thing. It was Edge's old finishing submission move that he used once as well, but she did it very, very viciously, which caused Miss Roxy to tap out. And then after the match, Windsor and that's not easy to say. Windsor and Priestley show their dominance by, beating down Nixon Newell and making a statement, and Windsor wants that women's championship, which is in their pipeline. Primate scares the living crap out of Jack the Jobber. Jack the Jobber is hitting on Primate's manager, well, he's trying to. And then Primate comes out and literally scares the crap out of him and chases him up in Newcastle, which was hilarious. And after that, it came onto like a promo backstage where the doors started bouncing and the cameraman was out there. And the next minute, Rampage walks out. Rampage basically took out James R. Kennedy's boys, which are Prospect, dressed up as this Mexican tag team since Prospect are suspended, or supposedly, thanks to Eric Bischoff. However, that didn't stop the main event. Big Damo with Adam Blumpier versus Rampage in a no-holds-barred match. The fight, as we all guessed, started outside the ring. Yes, Blumpier got involved, although it had no effect on Rampage, and Rampage just basically grabbed out of him. He could probably smell Blumpier as well, but Damo manages to save him and cannonballs Rampage, almost breaking the guardrails in between and breaking Rampage in half. The biggest shock about this match, because I expected this to be what was a no-holds-barred match, and these two beat the living crap out of one another, considering the feud since this whole thing started and what's been going on between these two. But there was actually wrestling in this match, believe it or not. Like submission holds and mat wrestling as well, which was the biggest surprise of them all. And the match ended with Damo going for the Van Terminator. And yes, he has done it before. Blumpier holding the chair, doing his best Bill Alfonso impersonation, holding the chair in front of Rampage, but Rampage hits him with it and then gets up and does probably the biggest suplex you will ever see, and then rolls through into a pile driver. Yes, the pile driver was legal for one night only, and plus it was no holds barred match, and Rampage gets the victory and gets a small measure of revenge towards Big Damo, considering what's been going on between them two. What's next for Rampage? I don't know. Probably the WCPW title. We'll have to wait and see. But all in all, a very good hour and a half, or an hour and 20 minutes, whatever you want to call it, of WCPW. I thoroughly enjoyed it and thoroughly enjoyed all the matches, especially the Big Damo and Rampage, as well as Drew Galloway and Moose and the Fatal Five-Way. It'd be interesting to see what's next on WCPW, which it'll be next Saturday 8 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens next. I'm very much looking forward to it as well. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this podcast as well, this recording of the podcast. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, you could download this podcast on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/wrestling_matters_podcast as well. Download it for free. Enjoy it. Listen to it on the go. Do it as you do listening to the podcast as well, if you like a good wrestling podcast as well. And my name is Anthony Walker. I had to do it this way because I've still got my Wrestling Matters podcast to edit as well, and I've got a lot on my plate, so this just makes it a little bit easier for me. But I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed WCPW. Until next time and more WCPW podcasts, my name is Anthony Walker for the Wrestling Matters channel, saying peace out.